mother opened a credit card in her name when she was 12 years old. For 10 years, the account sat hidden, quietly accumulating history, quietly becoming part of a credit file its real owner didn't even know existed. Then last month her mother stopped making payments. The 700-plus credit score she had unknowingly spent a decade building, wiped out, not dinged, gone. And the part nobody talks about, this happens every single day. Familial identity theft, when a parent, sibling, or spouse steals your financial identity, is one of the most underreported crimes in the country. Not because it's rare, but because the victims almost never come forward. The person who did it is someone they grew up depending on, someone they're afraid of or afraid to hurt. Research from the Identity Theft Resource Center consistently shows that a significant share of identity theft victims personally know their perpetrator. Children are uniquely exposed because they have no reason to check their credit reports. A parent can open an account in a 3-year-old's name, pay it on time for 15 years, and no one will know until that child applies for a student loan at 18. This is the story of what happens when that account gets weaponized. And it should make you want to pull your credit report the moment this video ends. Let's go back to 2016. A woman opened a Capital One credit card in her daughter's name. The daughter was 12, old enough to go to school, too young to know what a credit inquiry even was. At first, the mother kept the account current. She made the payments. She kept the balance manageable, and something unexpected happened. The account started quietly building the daughter's credit. Every on-time payment got recorded under the daughter's social security number. Every month of low utilization ticked her score upward. By the time the daughter was in her early 20s, she had a credit score over 700. She hadn't applied for a single card herself. She had no idea why her score was as strong as it was. She just knew it was there. Here's where it gets worse. She decided to move out. And the moment that happened, the dynamic shifted completely. The mother stopped paying the card. The account went 20-plus days past due. Within weeks, a delinquency flag appeared on the daughter's credit report, and that 700-plus score collapsed. Think about what a strong credit score actually means in real dollars. The difference between a prime interest rate and a subprime rate on a home loan can run $600 a month or more. Over 30 years, that gap compounds into more than $150,000 in extra interest. On the same house, the same loan amount, the same neighborhood. The only variable is what a lender sees when they pull your file, and she never once applied for that card. She'd never received a statement, never made a purchase. The first time she ever looked at her credit report closely, there it was, a Capital One card, 10 years old, now delinquent, a debt carrying her name, her social security number, her record. This is the part nobody prepares you for, but it gets worse than the financial math. When you discover familial identity theft, your first instinct might be to confront the person, to demand they fix it. That almost never works, and in some cases, it accelerates the damage. Once someone is willing to open a fraudulent account in your name, they are not going to respond to a calm conversation. The account was a tool the moment it was opened. It became a weapon the moment she moved out. Here's what most people in this situation miss. They do nothing. They are embarrassed. They don't want a family member arrested. They tell themselves the account will eventually get paid off, the delinquency will age out in a few years, and life will continue. But a delinquency can sit on a credit report for 7 years. 7 years of applying for jobs that run credit checks. 7 years of paying higher deposits on apartments. 7 years of elevated insurance premiums. Inaction is not neutral. It's a choice, and it costs. She made a different choice. She filed a formal identity theft dispute with Equifax. She documented the timeline when the account was opened, how old she was, that she never authorized it. The Bureau launched an investigation. Within days, the account began its removal process from her Equifax file. Credit Karma still showed it. Third-party aggregators pull older data, but the Remarks tab flagged the active dispute. The trajectory was clear. That outcome didn't happen automatically. It happened because she acted. And even with the dispute moving forward, there are loose ends that don't resolve on their own. Were there other accounts she didn't know about? Other hard inquiries from applications she never made? When someone commits this kind of fraud once, they rarely stop there. She'll need to pull all 3 reports separately, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and comb through every line, any account she doesn't recognize, any inquiry from a lender she never contacted. The credit system was not designed to catch this. It was built on the assumption that adults apply for credit in their own names. It has no automatic flag for a 12-year-old with an open revolving account. That gap is exactly what makes familial identity theft so effective and so quietly devastating. So what do we take away from this? First, pull your credit report before you think you need it. Not when you're about to buy a car, not when you're applying for your first apartment. Now, all three bureaus provide free reports at annual credit report. Calm, if you have children, pull theirs too. A minor's report should be completely empty. Any account, any inquiry, that's fraud, full stop. Second, filing a dispute is not optional, it's the work. The FTC maintains a dedicated identity theft process at Identity Theft.gov. File a police report, even if you have no intention of pressing charges. That case number gives your dispute real weight and forces the bureaus to move faster. Third, protecting yourself from a family member is not betrayal. The law does not grant parents the right to steal from their children. What happened here is a federal crime. Treating it procedurally, with documentation and formal disputes, is not cruelty. It's the only thing that actually works. The person in this story built a 700+ credit score without knowing it. She lost it in weeks. And then she did the hardest thing. She started over with paperwork, with disputes, and without the illusion that the situation would fix itself. If you want to start tracking your own credit picture going forward, Robinhood gives you a free stock just for signing up. Link in the description. Webull has commission-free trades for your first 90 days. Neither one turns back the clock on identity theft, but knowing what's on your report is the first real line of defense. You can't dispute what you don't know exists. Has anyone in your life ever used your name or your social, intentionally or not, to open something you didn't authorize? What did you do about it? And did the bureaus actually take you seriously? Tell me below, and save this video before you close it. The dispute steps in the resolution section are the ones people always wish they'd had before they needed them.